Switching to a different, older and quite bizarre recording, apparently captured by a group of friends in Russia. They were engaged in a conversation in someone's living room when supernatural activity seemed to emerge unexpectedly.
Заебал. Ну нахуя тогда ты меня позвал нахуй сегодня? Просто с тобой посидеть надо, снимать. Дай я лучше покурю. Нихуя у тебя не происходит, блядь. Все, наверное, у тебя, наверное, закончилось. Может, в банку упадет хотя бы. А? Ебать, что за хуйня? Ебать, что за хуйня? Включил. Смотри, нихуя себе.
Нихуя,
Ебать.
Да ну нахуй.
Пиздец. Нихуя себе.
Бля. Да ебал ты, мудак ебаный.
Ебать.
Да ну
Нихуя себе.
нахуй.
Слышь, кребет кто-то.
Ебаный в рот. Что за
Нихуя
хуйня?
себе. Сука. Ты что, доебать решил, что ли?
Блядь. Ебаный в рот.
Ебать, нихуя летает.
Да ну нахуй.
Ебать.
Сука.
Не, пошли нахуй.
According to reports, paranormal incidents had been occurring in this location for quite some time, and this wasn't the first unusual event to happen there. However, with limited details provided, it's difficult to determine exactly what took place. Now we want to take a look at the case of Ashley Kettering, a young single mother who's living with her 5-year-old in a nice house. She states that recently the security cameras have captured some concerning events, especially on the lower floors of her house and even the basement. It all started after acquiring an ancient clock that the young mother had refurbished.
Refurbished this clock. It is a real antique. It works. Excuse me. But my kids say that the chime is really creepy, so they never want me to turn it on.
This night, something semi-transparent seemed to make its way up the stairs towards the living area, and Ashley was pretty concerned, because she and her kid were already in bed at the time, and nobody else was at the residence. A few nights after, she shared this video. As the family went to bed this night, this eerie thing was seen at the bottom of the stairs to their basement. Ashley was certain that something demonic might have made its way into her home, perhaps attached to the old antique clock. This night it appears that a strange shape was captured down in the basement. Some think that this thing might have even worn a rope. It is without a doubt, though, that something otherworldly was going on here, which is why Ashley stated that they got rid of the clock shortly after discovering this thing on video. How Denver State Hospital closed down in 1992, but when it was opened, about 3,000 people with serious mental problems stayed there. The staff treated them badly, and nurses who used to work there still remember seeing really scary things, like patients walking around in their own mess because they weren't taken care of properly. One night in 2000, a security guard who was supposed to keep an eye on the old building recorded something weird while checking out the basement. It's a bit hard to see, but in the video, the guard moves the camera to a room in the basement. You can see a dark figure moving slowly inside. The guard didn't notice it at the time, but later, when he watched the recording again, he got really scared. In the footage, there's a shadowy figure. Remember, the basement is off limits, so no one else should have been there. People watching the video think it might be something supernatural, like a ghost. But the big question is, what exactly did the camera capture? Whether it's a ghost or not, we still don't know. The following videos have been shared by Jessica Cartanes, who for the most part is uploading videos with her babies. They perform funny dances together or share entertaining family moments with their viewer base. However, one day, when recording a silly little baby dance, they noticed that there seemed something off in the background. While Jessica is dancing with her daughter, there's some strange movement going on underneath the bed frame in one of the rooms in the back. She stated that her husband and dogs were out of the house at the time. So, what could this have been? Shortly after this was captured, the family also noticed some really strange noises that were stemming from the attic. Some nights it got pretty loud, so Jessica decided to hold her phone up there. Do you think she could capture something otherworldly? Or could this perhaps just be the eyes of a wild animal that made it into her home? To this day, it's not exactly clear what happened. Chris has uploaded the following video, which is quite an interesting one. He states, "This is a video straight from a colleague's home security system. There is what appears to be some sort of orb at the bottom of the screen, which turns into a light. And at the top of the screen, you can see what appears to be a transparent figure walking through the fence. What do you guys think is going on here? Are we seeing some paranormal activity unfolding? Most people think that this was not caused by bugs in front of the camera. So, what was it then? This is the case of Joe Cummings, who captured something really creepy after installing a security camera in his kitchen area. The young man states that he noticed food disappearing overnight and that other several items were sometimes found in places where he certainly had not left them. After confronting his girlfriend, she denied to have been the culprit, making Joe actually question his sanity and then installing the CCTV camera. What he found was quite shocking, to say the least. A strange woman is crawling out of the crawl space on top of the kitchen area. She then keeps going through Joe's fridge, eating his food, checking the pantry, and hanging out for a little bit, before Joe decides to go for a little midnight snack. The scary part is, Joe did not notice the freeloader in his kitchen and went back to bed. Can you imagine the imminent danger he might have found himself in? Shortly after, the woman returned back into the crawl space. When Joe checked the footage the following day, his jaw literally dropped to the floor, and he had police take care of the matter. What a creepy encounter. This is an older recording taken by a young man inside his grandparents' house. He mentions it's around 3 a.m. when he started hearing strange noises. He also mentions that he heard a woman speaking, and filled with courage, he grabs his camera and decides to investigate the area.
So it's like 3 in the morning right now, and I swear to God, I just heard someone talking down our hall, and there's no one home right now because my grandparents are out of town for the weekend, so I'm gonna go investigate. Hear that? What the hell? Do you guys hear that?
A pretty frightening video. You can hear a woman crying at the end of the recording. And before that, we can hear what sounds like someone following him. He even turns the camera around. Now the question remains: what exactly had happened here that night? A group of ghost hunters surrounding FrostmareTV went to check out a haunted cemetery at Letchworth Village. This is an old abandoned asylum in Stony Point, New York. It's known for strange happenings. The team brought cameras, a good sound recorder, and flashlights to look for ghosts. Things got creepy as soon as they went inside.
I know, man. So this doesn't feel right.
So, dude, did you hear that? Dude.
Looks like footsteps.
Footsteps. There's one in front of us.
While they were trying to figure out where some weird noises and footsteps were coming from, something even scarier showed up on their camera. A dark shadow figure moved right in front of them, but that wasn't all. One of the team felt something touch their leg.
Oh. Okay, I felt something touch my leg, bro. Maybe. Big possibility. It's like probably one of those pieces, probably. Dude, but that thing was insane. Yo, I think this is gonna be one of those nights, bro. It was literally like a clear room. Right? Nothing, none of this stuff right here.
Okay. Oh, no. Yo. No. Mm-mm. No. 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 These windows are blocked. There's no animals in here.
This made everyone feel even more scared. Then, out of nowhere, they heard loud banging noises in the next room. It really freaked them out. When they looked in that room, they found nothing there at all. We don't know exactly what the team caught on camera that night. It looks like it will stay a mystery. But whatever happened, it sure spooked the ghost hunters. The following is a pretty creepy capture that was forwarded by user Shockwave74. He states that this image was captured by a wife and husband who had just moved into their new home. The wife grabbed their camera and decided to capture a picture of her husband on the sofa. However, there seemed to be somebody else with them that night. A pretty creepy looking face can be seen, seemingly hiding in between the steps of an assembly ladder. The couple is pretty certain that they had no guests in their home at the time, so who knows, maybe a former resident was visiting them from the afterlife, or even worse, an unwanted intruder. Whatever the answer, it's pretty safe to say, the couple must have had nightmares after seeing this head pop up on their photograph. The following is an update from Diego Spikers, who has shared some really terrifying encounters in the past in his own apartment. Apparently there's a spirit haunting his entire family. One of the latest terrifying captures was featuring a strange hand that seemingly belonged to nobody. What kind of hand is that? Some commenters speculate that this might be the hand of a demon, since this does not look human to them. But who can say for sure? It is really creepy without a doubt, and I guess we will never fully know how exactly this unfolded. Now we want to watch a video from user FlowJoe37, who was staying in the supposedly haunted Emily Morgan Hotel in San Antonio, Texas. This hotel is a hotspot for paranormal encounters, and Joe was walking around with his camera in the hopes to capture anything inexplicable. Let's see. Joe believes that we can see either an arm of a ghost or maybe a piece of clothing, as this being is walking into the frame and reflecting off the mirror. But if it's not a ghost, what else could this have been? Is it maybe just a strange reflection? I actually can't tell. Can you? The following video comes from a babysitter who is recording the girl he's watching while she's playing with her toys. Out of nowhere, the girl tells him she has a doll that moves on its own when playing hide and seek.
When I play hide and seek with my doll, it moves.
You said it moves?
Yeah.
That doll? This doll?
Yeah.
Like you move it, or? Wait, what? When does it move?
When you play hide and seek with her.
When you play hide and seek?
Yeah.
Not sure what to do, he lets curiosity take over and decides to play hide and seek with the creepy doll to see for himself if it really moves.
Oh my god. Sadie, you scared me. Don't do that.
The dog comes out of nowhere and scares him, interrupting the hide and seek game before the doll has a chance to move. A little later in the night, after putting the girl to sleep, he captures the dog, growling aggressively at the doll, as if it was sensing something isn't right.
Noticed the dog has been staring at the doll. Looking at it. I'm kind of freaked out right now.
The dog growls at the doll while staring at it intently for a few minutes. We can clearly see that the dog is nervous being in the presence of this doll. A few hours later, in the middle of the night, the babysitter takes a nap when suddenly he hears a noise coming from the living room where the doll is placed. Realizing this, he takes out his phone to record everything, and what he captures is truly terrifying. Mysteriously, one of the toys in the room right next to the doll turns on by itself, but the most terrifying thing is that the doll, which had been in the same position all day, begins to move, lifting its head to look at the babysitter before falling backward and scaring him. He then runs out of there. This spooky experience really scared the man, and we don't know if he'll return to this house to watch the girl again after seeing all this. Creepy. The following incident has been shared by Denat Amenov. He states that something really strange happened one night as he was staying at his sister's house. He wrote, "The craziest thing just happened to me. Woke up at around 3 a.m. from an annoying lamplight. This was filmed on an iPhone X. No other light sources were turned on in the room. And this is not a reflection. That was so surreal and weird." It is really odd how this table light seems to be turned on in the mirror's reflection. Could this be happening in another dimension at this time? Some people speculate this to be the case. For reference, he took 2 pictures in the morning. And he filmed again the following evening. No strangeness seemed to be unfolding this time. However, somebody noticed that something else was with him the night prior, something that was sitting under the desk. Could this be an entity? People say it almost looks a bit demonic, very creepy, whatever it was. What do you think happened here that night? Certainly a night to remember for him. Late one night in central Alabama, an eerie incident unfolded at a local smoke shop. Jocelyn, working the night shift, was startled by strange noises from the store's back area around 11:30 p.m.
Guys, I'm working by myself and I hear voice in the back.
She spotted something moving mysteriously. Viewers, equally puzzled, urged her to review the security camera footage. Oddly, the moving object failed to appear on the recordings. The night's peculiarities didn't end there. At approximately 4 a.m., with the shop closed and deserted, more inexplicable events occurred. Security footage captured a ladder toppling without any visible cause, followed by a pillow seemingly materializing out of thin air and tumbling down the stairs. These unsettling occurrences left Jocelyn deeply disturbed, so much so she's considering abandoning her position at the store altogether, unwilling to risk another encounter with these unexplained phenomena. It's a chilling tale that would make anyone question the limits of reality.
So let's go upstairs. That's where, like, we be hearing all kinds of stuff.